Each student will give a closing argument, 10 minutes in length. You'll have 4 students in a room, so you'll just go back to back to back. There's going to be at minimum 2 judges, 1 student judge and 1 attorney judge. The attorneys are all trial attorneys, judges. They're very experienced in trial skills. The students are those who have done mock trial off campus or on campus and done really well. Those who've taken trial have done really well. So these students, just because they're students doesn't mean that their critiques aren't any less valuable than the attorneys. Sign-ups open up tomorrow at 12:30 on the BOA website. Based on just this is just a 1L, not many of the ones ready to make it tonight. So based on this turnout, I would show up, or not show up, I would go online before 12:30 so that you can guarantee yourself a spot. It's first come, first served. We have no control over who gets in and who doesn't. If the server happens to crash, which it does occasionally, we'll send out an email to let you know when it's going to be back up. The sign-ups will close Friday at 5, but I bet by then all the spots will be taken, so don't wait too long to sign up.
How many spots?
There'll be 32 spots. This whole competition is based on your first semester memo that you wrote. So you know the problem very well. We don't give you any problem that you can go from, you just have what you have. And it's based on 1 issue. I know y'all had, I think, 2 issues on y'all's brief or memo. Just choose 1 and just go with it. Make it a fact if you want. Don't make it really outlandish. Like he admitted to this, but make it reasonable. The idea is to give you an opportunity to just have a closing argument. I think that covers all the. Anybody have any questions other than how to do a closing argument? Okay, well, I'll introduce the speaker. This is Zeke Fortenberry. Zeke is a Collin County District Attorney. He's very helpful with the BOA. He's coached many mock trial teams, done very well with them. He also teaches the trial advocacy class here. I've actually had the opportunity to be on Zeke's team. He's very good at what he does. He's a great coach, and he is got a lot of experience. So you're lucky to have him here today. So take notes.
All right. Thanks, Justin. Good evening, guys. How are you? Good. Like Justin said, my name is Zeke Fortenberry. I'm a prosecutor. I've been at the district attorney's office for about 4 years. I've tried 122 jury trials in 4 years. So this is what I do. I've been teaching at SMU Law School at the Advocacy class for about 3 years, as well as coaching mock trials. So this is what I do. Just so you know a little bit about, they give you this weird problem because it was your memo, and now they're trying to convert it into a trial. And so you have to remember that your audience before was a judge or a partner, but you were talking to a lawyer, and from now on you're going to be talking to jurors, okay? So your target audience is much, much different, and that's going to be kind of the premise that I want you to keep remembering about who you're talking to here. Because when you write something, and you write a memo or a motion, it's really formal, and you're talking to a lawyer or a judge. And here you're talking to regular people. I mean, what do you think the average Dallas County jury looks like? What do you think it looks like?
Not us.
Not you, right? Right? What do you think the average age is of a Dallas County jury?
30.
It's probably like 50. Okay? Old people serve on juries. Young people have excuses, they have kids, they have things, they get out of jury duty. Old people talk about jury, typically, you know? But it doesn't look like this room. They're not in suits, they don't have college educations, in fact, most don't. So think about who you're talking to and think about your audience the whole time. All right, with that, I'm going to try to jump into my handout. I purposely didn't put very much on the handout. It's just kind of a guide. It's just kind of something for you to follow along with or maybe refer back to. But what I'm going to say, I think, will have a lot more impact in teaching you on how to give a closing statement, closing argument, rather than what's on that handout. So the handout's just kind of a guide to follow along. If you have questions or I'm going too fast, you let me know. This is going to be pretty casual, although I assume you're all just going to sit here quietly because you're 1Ls and that's what you do. All right, the first thing, this is organization. This is just kind of how I think you should outline. This is a basic organization of a closing argument. The first thing I want you to start is your introduction paragraph, and it should start with a hook. I call it a hook, some people call it a grab. What it is a tension getter. It's something that's going to be memorable, and it's something that relates to your case somehow. So it could be a quote or a saying. That's kind of the old school way to do it, like Thomas Jefferson once said, da, 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 da. I don't think that's that catchy these days. I don't think that's very current, but it can. It's something to think about. So maybe a quote, it's something you can do maybe current events. Talk about something that's in the news. We've all seen that steroids in sports is a big deal, and this and that. So it's something that you can segue from steroids in sports to the doctor, a crooked doctor in your case. So it's not about your case, but it's a segue that's going to catch their attention. So it's something to grab. Or maybe you could do some direct quote. If something in your case, someone gave a deposition, they gave previous sworn statement, and they said something that you just want to linger on, you take a direct quote from the defendant and you say, you know, he said these words. And then what that leads you into, so that's your hook. It's one sentence long, maybe 2 sentences long, it's short, but it's your hook, it's your attention getter, it's something to say, hey jury, listen up. I don't think you should get up there and say, good morning, thank you for your service, we really appreciate you being here. That's just kind of throat clearing. No one remembers that or cares about that at this point. This is the end of the trial that you're talking about. They know that what's going on. So get their attention with something that's like a hook or a grab. The next thing is your theme. I'm a big theme guy. A lot of attorneys aren't. They think it's a little bit cheesy. But let me tell you that jurors today expect law and order. They expect you to put on a show and be a little bit entertaining, you know? That's what they're used to. Now, law and order is not real. We know that. But they have some expectation of putting on a show. So I think the theme is really good. I think it can help you organize your thoughts. And I think it can solidify your closing argument throughout. So some examples of themes are like an alliteration, you know, using the same letter over and over again in a list. A sequence like 3, 2, 1 or ABC, if you have those things stand for things. A popular saying, what goes around comes around. I mean, a theme that kind of embodies your case, embodies what your side's thinking about, or rhyme. I mean, something that rhymes, it's a clever saying. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. What case is that? O.J. Simpson. We're still talking about it 15 years later because it rhymed, you know? So think about a theme that's going to be, that you can say over and over and over again, it's going to be memorable. So I have a couple examples to kind of link that hook and your theme together, because these are the first things out of your mouth. Hook. Facts are stubborn things. They do not change, they do not lie. Facts remain the same. And in today, you will see that the truth will set you free. Because the fact is my client did this, and the fact is my, go on and on. So if your truth will set you free, that's going to be your theme. We're going to say it over and over again. Your hook, some sort of like quote about facts, truth, all that sort of stuff. So it ties into your theme, but it's not your theme. It's separate. Another example,